I'm gon' ride, we gon' ride, who gon' slide, we gon' slide, they my guys, they my slimes.
Clip up the ride out.
I'm gon' ride, we gon' ride, who gon' slide, we gon' slide, they my guys, they my slimes.
All out when we ride out.
The next topic we're going to discuss on Boxing Bros is Arkansas's vaccine commercial. So they created a commercial that they wanted to send out to the black community to inspire them to get vaccinated. And this is a legitimate commercial from the Arkansas Department of Health. We want you to take a look at the type of commercial that they created to inspire black people to get vaccinated. Take a look.
During the pandemic, my lifestyle drastically changed. My income came to a screeching halt. You have to understand, I'm a hustler. I'm a legit entrepreneur. I sell things. I come in contact with people all the time. I have to stay safe. I didn't have a choice but to trust the vaccine. And if you live the type of lifestyle that I live, you out here in these streets, and you hustling, an entrepreneur like me, why not do it safely? So I want everybody to take this seriously. Take a shot at staying healthy. Get the vaccine.
So many levels, so many levels. All right, Trill Dollarville, what is your reaction to this commercial?
I'm just glad he didn't just start rapping. You know, that's it.
Backs that thing up.
That's that thing up, yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm surprised they didn't have him in there rapping and dancing and with some what's that? Malt liquor.
King Cobra.
You know what I'm saying?
You know what I mean?
Well, I'm surprised that didn't happen next. It's strange, you know. It's just strange because that's how y'all view us. That's how y'all view us here, and it's sad. I mean, you can be from the streets, and I'm gonna tell you this as a man that's from the streets. We respect if you could talk to us with knowledge. We're not idiots. Nobody's dumb. I've come from the streets. I've been through a lot of things in my life, you know, but that's not who I am. You can talk to me like I have some sense. You don't have to talk to me in a certain way where you feel like, oh, this is how you got to communicate to me because of my things, my music or my background or where I come from, that you feel like you have to know. You can talk to me like you have some sense. You can tell me like, hey, this will help you. This will help you in your business. This will help you. I just feel like that commercial did a disservice for us because that's not who we are. And that's who they're trying to portray us to be. These gentlemen that you see on your screen, that's not us. These gentlemen are successful brothers with great careers. I've overcome a lot and been through a lot. And I received a lot of blessings. I just said that was a poor representation of us because we don't all talk like that. We don't all act like that. And if you want to give us a message about vaccine or something health, then come at us correct. Come like you would do anybody else. That's how I feel about that with all seriousness. It was just distasteful. But it also goes to show of what they still think about us in this day and age.
All right, Conspiracy G.
Yeah, I actually agree 1,000 with Trill on this one. You know, distasteful. And to me, it was who was his name? Richard Johnson was like a caricature. I'm like, bro, for one, no drug dealer is going to give his government. You know what I mean? So clearly he's an actor.
From the streets.
Yeah. Take a shot at the vaccine. Blah, blah, blah. You know, stop.
No, take a shot at being healthy.
Yeah, whatever. You know what I mean? I ain't like the just to take the shot at
one of that. I don't like it though. Exactly. Go ahead.
I ain't like what it implied. I didn't like him posted up, chilling in front of his car, like implying he was a drug dealer. Like I didn't like none of that stuff, man. It paints a negative picture on us. But now I will play devil's advocate, right? And I hate to do this, but it is a reality. Like, you know, in the United States, only 30% of African American adults are actually vaccinated, right? So I feel like the government and even local governments are making a push to get black people to vaccinate. Hence, that's why we got Vax That Thing Up. And now we got Trap and Vax in Arkansas. You know what I mean? So, like, they're doing whatever it takes, but I kind of feel like I like what Trill was saying. Yo, just talk to us like human beings. You know what I'm saying? Like, we're educated too. You know what I mean? Like, we have careers, we have homes, we have children, we're law-abiding citizens. Just, if you want to talk to the African American community, the Black American community, what have you, talk to them like you would any other community. You don't have to be like, hey, yo, let's come out with this rap video and, you know, let's think of a hit that they used to have. Hey, I like Back That Thing Up. You know what I mean? Let's vax that thing. It's like, come on, man. This gotta stop, man. So I kind of feel like to me, I'm offended. And I feel like all of us should be offended. I think Arkansas, whatever department that greenlit this project should make a public statement apologizing to all the people of Arkansas, the Black community, saying, hey, you know what? Hey, we made an attempt to spread vaccine awareness, but, you know, the attempt was just in poor taste. We apologize.
This is why representation matters. Like, I find it hard to believe that there was a black person in the room when they showed this commercial and said,
It was like,
gotta get them. Gotta get them to come and get vaccinated. I mean, listen, vax that thing up, gotta get them. The reality is, right? As someone who grew up in the inner city, in an impoverished neighborhood, um, the biggest misconception you can have is that drug dealers aren't intelligent people and drug users aren't intelligent people.
Right.
That would be a big misconception. They are as intelligent as anyone else. I can tell you some of the people I grew up with who ended up in jail, some of the people I grew up with who ended up in the street were smart enough to graduate from college, just never had the opportunity. So you can't judge people by like their lifestyle. Sometimes it's just what you were born into. I mean, you look at it from a different perspective. If you're born into a neighborhood where you have nothing and your parents don't own companies, don't own this, don't own that, you try to survive the best way you know how. I mean, and this is not to take away from those who were born into money or were born into opportunities, but you look at Matchroom Boxing and you look at Eddie Hearn, he's a damn good promoter. I don't take that away from Eddie, but it does help to live in that house that you see on the zone's fight camp.
Yeah.
It does help to live in that house, and it does help to watch a damn good promoter in his own right every day do his business. It does help. That is an advantage. And I'm not saying there's anything wrong with an advantage, and I think that's what some people get. For me, my whole life is to give my kids advantages. That's what I'm supposed to do. That's what Barry Hearn is supposed to do. What I'm saying though is to not look down on the people who don't have the same advantage, to not look down on the people who come from environments where they don't. And like the people in the UK point out, there are people in the UK who struggle. You look at like the traveler community, for example, they're not afforded the same opportunities. And I'm not here to get into that because I'm not from there, so I'm not trying to sit there and judge or whatever. But what I'm trying to say is I have seen videos where someone from the traveling community can't even get into a pub, can't get in. They don't want to let them into a church. So you know there are situations where people have different issues, people face different barriers, different challenges. And all I'm saying is you can't look down on someone as if you're better than them or you're more intelligent than them. What would help is to just state the facts, right? Give the people the answers to the questions that are keeping them from getting vaccinated. That would actually help. You portray an image of a guy who I sell things. What things?
Exactly.
You know,
I hustle. If you in these streets like me, like what are you hustling in these streets? Now I'm trying to think of all the things I've seen people hustle in the streets, right? Like, is you're walking downtown, you'll see like some of those people like, oh, the wildlife thing, or what they call it hustling. Do they consider asking you to donate money to certain charities as them hustling in these streets? So it's just the narrative, the portrayal, and like sometimes it's just like
I got it. He's hustling Avon products. You know what I'm saying?
he don't want to mention it because it's gonna mess up his credibility, right?
We seen that Mary Kay sticker on the back of that car.
Yeah. At the end of the day, right? I just think when you're presenting something and you're trying to, if you really believe in something, like if I really believe in the vaccine, I should be trying to encourage you to get the vaccine by telling you all the positive facts about the vaccine and
Thank you,
giving
bro.
you information that's going to ease your concern about the vaccine, not trying to gimmick you into selling the vaccine. Like I don't know what he's thinking. Like there's going to be some dope dealer out there who's like, you know what?
Facts, like
Real things, bro. When I am coming in contact with people, yo, I gotta get the vaccine. Like it's just
yo,
not gonna
It's
happen.
crazy.
I'm with Richard Johnson. You know what I'm saying?
You know what?
Get vaxxed.
I'm with you. I'm with you, brothers, 100% on this. And you know what's so crazy, Katie, man? You get a lot of flack on this show. You know why you get a lot of flack? Because you stick to the facts, right? You don't care about nothing else but the facts. Not hearsay, not possibilities, just the facts, right? And like you said, all they had to do was deliver the facts and know who you talking to. Like when you're saying about it couldn't have been a brother in there in that room that signed off on it.
Or a sister.
Or a sister. Because you have to stick to the facts. If you would have just spoke the facts, then that would be cool. Because with the black community, if you was trying to reach the black community, you know our issue with the government is trust.
Mm-hmm.
That has been our biggest issue. We've seen how they have did things in the past with giving us illnesses and stuff like. Our biggest thing is trust. So y'all should have did a commercial letting us know about safety of this vaccine and how we can trust it. Because that has been the biggest issue in the black community is trusting our government. That's all I wanted to add.
Yeah, they could talk about, you know, why it hasn't been FDA approved yet, right? You know, FDA has a longer process. Explain that in a commercial. So people go like, all right, and you can tell them like, hey, we believe that we're on track to get approved by the FDA. You know what I mean? Like, so people go like, all right, you know, maybe I should take it. But like what Trill was saying, there are a lot of things, the history between black people and the U.S. government when it comes to, you know, testing and the medical field and racism within pharmaceutical companies, a number of things that people are like, I don't know if I should do it. I'm scared. I'm nervous. And you could just clear that up with commercials, with even programming, like, you know, like segments going on the news, like, you know, stuff like that. But to pretend like, yo, Richard Johnson is a trapper and he's out here in these streets and I mean, he needs to get vaccinated just to trap. Like, stop, man. Like, I don't know. That was a reach. You know?
Yeah. Also, one thing to add, just like explaining the FDA process, you can explain emergency approval and what goes into emergency approval, and explain how effective the vaccine had to be for it to get emergency approval, and also explain how this is nothing new. This is what happened with polio. This is what happened with other diseases that emergency vaccines were created for. But you got to explain that to people. Exactly. You can't just expect people to be like, oh, okay. And for me, this is the last thing I'm going to say, but pandering works in politics. See, I think they're looking at like, oh, well, when you pander as a politician, you know, like Hillary Clinton saying she got hot sauce in her bag swag and she keeps hot sauce in her bag, and, you know, other comments, they feel like, oh, well, the pandering works. Well, that's because people are having to choose between the lesser of the two evils. It's not necessarily that black people like either candidate, it's more like, all right, well, this one is more my speed than this one, so I'm gonna vote for that one. But when you're trying to get them to inject a vaccine in their arm, you can't just pander. That's not going to get the job done. So you got to understand, you have to address concerns, and then you'll get the results. And until you address those concerns, you're wasting your money on vax that thing up. You're wasting your money on the vax trap commercial.
Yes, and we're three intelligent brothers right here telling you we do not approve of your message.
We do not approve of this message.
We do not approve of this message. Please like and subscribe, and you let us know how you feel in the comment section. You can check us out on Instagram and Twitter, and please check out our podcast on all major streaming services. We are the Boxing Bros.
You're welcome. You're all welcome.